Hey everyone, this is Robert Kebecka from Accelerated Solutions. Welcome to day 4 of the 9 Minutes to Success, the 19-day study series about Napoleon Hill's 17 Keys to Success, giving you your rocket fuel for your day. Thank you for coming back on this journey of discovery with me. I hope today we're going to have some really great information that you can use to propel your success to the next level. And today we are on Success Key 3, Assemble an Attractive Personality. So before we get there, I want to ask you, did you do your homework? How did you make out with your concept of a mastermind alliance? Did you incorporate the 4 steps and the 4 principles? Keep at it until it becomes very familiar to you, because soon you'll have a mastermind alliance that is working towards your success with you. All right, awesome. So today's lesson, again, is about assembling an attractive personality. Napoleon Hill has defined 25 character traits that make up an attractive personality. Now, don't let that intimidate you. We don't have to be perfect at all of them. We need to make progress in some of them because they really relate to each other in a lot of ways. And you'll see as we go through each one of these how you probably already have a number of these mastered. And you find that you probably only have to work on a small portion of them, all right? Either way, we're going to go through this, and you're going to see where you stand along each one of these character traits and see what you're excellent at and what you need to improve, and we'll help you do that, all right? So the first thing I'm going to do is go through the list of the 25 character traits, and then I'm going to go back through and talk about each one for literally like 15 seconds, all right? So this program might run a little bit longer than the 9 minutes. It might go 12 minutes. I hope just 11 minutes, 12 minutes, but I'll try to keep it as close to 9 minutes as I possibly can. Okay, so here's a list of character traits that Napoleon Hill has identified. Positive mental attitude, flexibility, sincerity of purpose, promptness of decision, courtesy, tact, tone of voice, the habit of smiling, facial expression, tolerance, frankness of manner and speech, a keen sense of humor, faith in infinite intelligence, a keen sense of justice, the appropriate use of words, effective speech, emotional control, alertness of interest, versatility, fondness for people, humility, effective showmanship, clean sportsmanship, a good handshake, and personal magnetism. I know, what a list, all right? There's a lot in there. Like I said, you probably have already mastered a few of these, but let's go ahead and review each of these really quickly, like I said. The first one is positive mental attitude. And this equates to characteristics such as faith, integrity, hope, optimism, courage, initiative, generosity, tolerance, tact, kindliness, and good common sense. A negative mental attitude corrupts and disempowers, and it creates indifference, which means you're unable to reach your goals because you become your own worst enemy. All right. A positive mind looks for ways that things can be done. A negative mind looks for ways it can't be done. Always looking for the excuses, always looking for someone to blame. All right, so keep your mind focused on being positive and looking for ways that things can be done. All right, let's talk about flexibility. Simply, flexibility means the ability to be adaptable, open-minded, and the ability to harmonize with your environment, taking everything in context. Sincerity of purpose is a sincerity of purpose with yourself and with others. It's real commitment, keeping your word, expressing your confidence, okay? Promptness of decision. Once you have most of the facts for an issue you're trying to make a decision on, make the decision and stick to your decision. Being decisive is the key to leadership. Making prompt decisions leads you to your goals quickly Hesitation leads to confusion and missed opportunities, okay? So in making quick decisions, it doesn't mean making decisions on the fly. It means doing your due diligence, but once you understand that you've had enough information to make the best decision, maybe not the perfect decision, but the best decision, that's the time to act, all right? Courtesy. This is one of the more profitable qualities in the world. Express it freely and watch what happens. Start to look at what I've come to do for myself is this might sound a little bit weird, but what I'm doing is I'm really starting to treat people as if I knew it were their last day alive. Okay, sounds kind of creepy, but let me tell you that it's changed how I treat people. Because if I'm standing in the grocery line and I'm getting annoyed, all of a sudden if I say, well, it's like, what if this is this person's last day alive? What would they want to hear? How should I treat them? What's the best way to treat them? What a difference this has made in all of my communications with everyone in my life. So think about that. Tact. Doing and saying the right thing at the right time. Not speaking out of turn or interrupting others, for example. Neither seeking to impress and not complaining or anything along that line. All right. Tone of voice. Use your tone of voice to your advantage. Try to express your sincerity. When you're authentic, your voice aligns with that authenticity and you're able to really speak from your heart. You're able to speak from your purpose. So I think that for me, it's easy to identify where people are coming from based on their tone of voice. And sometimes I can feel, that people may not be authentic with me. And I can catch that. I always know when someone's being authentic with me. It's really, I don't know if it's a talent or a trait, but when I know that I align my tone of voice with my purpose and my authenticity, I speak from a very different level, and maybe you can pick up on that as well. So pay attention to your tone of voice. All right, the habit of smiling. It's one of my favorite things to do. It takes less muscles to smile than to scowl. So smile a lot. If you're feeling down, I want you to try something. If you're feeling depressed or anxious or what have you, just go ahead and try to smile really big and keep that smile for 5 minutes. Just do not break the smile. Keep it going for 5 minutes. Try it and see how you feel. It's it's really difficult to try to feel crappy when I've got this smile on my face, and it's a trick that works for me when I really need it. All right. Facial expressions. Facial expressions keep us engaged. You want to make sure that they're appropriate for the circumstance. Many of us wear our emotions on our face, and a lot of people can pick up on that. So try to control your emotions and reflect a pleasing expression that's appropriate for the circumstances. And you'll find yourself more relatable. You'll find yourself more approachable by others. You'll find yourself more easily able to engage in the conversation of the moment, okay? Because people will welcome you if they see an expression on your face that matches the experiences that they're going through, okay? Tolerance, patience and fairness towards other ideas, beliefs, opinions, and remaining non-judgmental. All right, now this is really hard to do when you're talking with someone you don't agree with. But it's important to create space for that other person to express their ideas. And what this allows is it allows you to have that space for yourself to reflect your own ideas about what the other person is expressing, okay? Try that. It's really important to express tolerance in all areas, because if we come off as being extremely judgmental or very quick to judge the other person, it's very difficult for people to perceive us as being understanding or compassionate or caring about what they're going through, you know. So try to practice that tolerance in everything you do. Okay. Frankness of manner and speech. Napoleon Hill says, don't be slippery with your words, aka don't be political. Answer your questions directly, matter-of-factly, and authentically. All right. Doing this is going to endear you to others very quickly. All right. This ties into a few of the other character traits that we've already talked about. So you can start to see some connections here. All right. Having a keen sense of humor. Just laugh. Practice laughing a lot. It's going to make you feel better. It's going to make the people around you feel better. Being lighthearted, it just makes it easier to laugh. So, you know, there's nothing serious going on here, folks. You know, just keep moving. Just laugh. You know, it's just life. You know, try to wear the world as a loose garment, you know, is one thing that I've heard in the past. And that just helps me to be a bit more lighthearted, take things a little bit less seriously, and appreciate the authenticity of the moment. Okay. Let's see. Faith in infinite intelligence. This is regarding aligning your faith with your definiteness of purpose. Faith is the greatest outlet for expressing your initiative, your imagination, your enthusiasm, and your self-reliance. Okay. A burning desire coupled with deep emotional feeling is going to open the floodgates of faith and wipe out all limitations to your success. All right. It's hard to have doubt and negativity in something when you have faith and optimism in something. All right. They don't coexist. So it's an opportunity for you to choose to exercise your faith. In one of the other keys to success, Napoleon Hill goes into great detail about this. In fact, I think it's the next lesson. Okay. So pay attention to that. So control your thinking. In fact, your thinking is the only thing that you have 100% control over. You control what goes in, you control what goes out, and you control how you respond to it. Right? It's a very, very powerful tool that you really need to learn how to master. A keen sense of justice, dedication and intentional honesty, building self-reliance and self-respect. Strengthen your relationship with your conscience, and that gives you clear motives. All right. Again, this is about tying in authenticity, being in alignment with your definiteness of purpose. Doing these things is going to enhance every relationship you have just by expressing a keen sense of justice. The appropriate use of words. Simply be clear, be focused, avoid obscenities, be precise with your words, make sure you're using the right word for the right reason, and make your words work for you, okay? Effective speech. Be frank, choose your words carefully, be inspiring and authentic, be concise, speak confidently and forcefully. Know ahead of time what you want to say and say it with all the feeling that you can command, and then sit down. Now, Napoleon Hill quotes that because he thinks it's really important that if people go on and on and on about what they're trying to say and never really say anything, you lose your credibility. People get tired of hearing you because you're not really saying anything. So plan ahead just a little bit. Try to get clear. Try to get that clarity. So know what you want to say it with all the feeling that you command, and then sit down. Again, control the tone of your voice. That ties into one of the other character traits that we already talked about. And if you do that, people will listen to you. Emotional control. Feelings direct our actions. All right. Motion creates emotion. Thoughts direct our feelings. If you want to change your actions, you need to change your thinking. If you don't like how you feel, change either what you're thinking or at times what you're doing. Okay, you can change your state of your body a bit, and you're going to get a different emotional feeling. Our body, our emotions, our feelings, they're all connected together. So if you're paying attention to what your body's doing, paying attention to what your mind is doing, you're going to have the ability to control and direct your emotions. All right. Napoleon Hill says to avoid certain things. So avoid fear, hatred, anger, greed, jealousy, revenge, and superstition. And he says to encourage love, sex, hope, faith, sympathy, optimism, and loyalty. Pay attention to how frequently you experience these feelings, and then decide which ones you want to experience more. Which ones are going to benefit you more? Which ones are going to lead you towards your success more? Okay, alertness of interest. Learn to fix your interest upon one person, place, or thing for as long as the situation requires. Practice active listening and allow for predictive responses. So basically what that means is if you're practicing active listening, you'll be able to kind of predict where the conversation is going. And that's going to allow you to be responsive in a very supportive way. All right, so alertness of interest. So in other words, just paying keen attention to what the conversation is about or what the situation is about. Versatility. Stay acquainted with the issues of the day and maintain your other pursuits besides just your business. This broadens your character. Now, staying acquainted with the issues of the day does not necessarily mean getting all riled up by them or anything else like that. It doesn't mean doing something about it necessarily. But what it means is allowing you to be aware of a general consensus of what's going on in the world and where your place is in it, and allowing you the ability to choose how you're going to respond. All right. So it's just kind of expanding your awareness and allowing you to be more versatile. All right. Having a fondness for people. People recognize when other people don't like them. I'm sure you recognize it when someone doesn't like you, and vice versa. People who show disdain for others are really not very well regarded. Being impatient with others is a display of selfishness, and it lacks self-discipline. All right, so express yourself authentically. I think you've heard that word come up a lot, but expressing yourself authentically. But expressing yourself authentically really endears you to other people. Okay, humility. Arrogance, vanity, egotism, they are never found in someone with an attractive personality. Eliminate these if you have them. One definition of humility that I love is a clear recognition of who and what we really are, followed by a sincere attempt to become all that we can become. All right. Having humility is using the powers that we have available to us with responsibility. Effective showmanship. Using all the other character traits like sense of humor and tactfulness, tone of voice, appropriate word choice, versatility, sense of humor, courtesy, emotional control, using all these things in a combined effort to gain favorable attention whenever necessary allows you to express effective showmanship. It allows you to utilize your full faculties to achieve a certain result. So these traits are going to serve you whether you're addressing one person or 1,000. All right. Clean sportsmanship, very important, right? Win without boasting and lose without squealing. Inspire and respect others, whether it's a teammate or a competitor. Let your manner always be friendly, no matter what the outcome or circumstance. Everyone hates a sore loser, and everyone hates a boastful winner. Those are not traits of a true champion. All right. Having a good handshake, using this simple skill to communicate your confidence and respect and friendliness to someone else. Just simply meet the oncoming grip in a like fashion, and be direct with your eye contact, acknowledging your guest. You don't want to reach out and kind of give a vice grip, and you don't want your hand to be kind of like a cold fish out of water either. You really want to meet the other handshake in similar kind and make eye contact. If it's appropriate to smile, smile as well. All right. That creates a solid connection in order to start a conversation. Okay. The last one is personal magnetism. So Napoleon Hill describes this as the polite way to talk about sexual energy. All right. He states, I disagree with it a little bit, but he says that this is the only trait that is innate and cannot be further developed. Personal magnetism is really when you're so connected to your authenticity, when you acknowledge who and what you really are, and you grasp the full context of your abilities, your magnetism broadens, expands, and has a sincere impact on other people. Now, he says that those are traits that can't be developed, but I disagree, because I know that as I become more aware of who and what I am and my capabilities and what my definiteness of purpose is in life, I begin to express myself much more authentically. And that ties directly into my personal magnetism. All right. So sexual energy is a driving universal force, and it will aid you only if you use it properly. This is something that requires a great deal of emotional control and restraint, making sure that you're being appropriate in all ways, especially in our time. Napoleon Hill says to take this powerhouse of sexual energy and channel it towards your efforts, making your efforts, not your body, the source of appeal to others. But use your sexual energy to build your enthusiasm, your genuine fondness of others, and the passion for what you love to do. All right. Wow. All right. We got through it. That was a huge amount of information. You may want to go back and listen to this again. All of these traits work with each other and they build on each other. So use them to your advantage. These are going to foster the direction of your accomplishments. All right. The easiest way for all of these to come about is to simply allow yourself to be authentic in every situation. Authenticity drives your personality, really. So your homework is practice winning without boasting, practice losing without squealing. See if you can identify 3 or 4 of these traits that are strongest in you, and see what you can do to make them stronger, because that's going to help you lift up the other ones that may not be as strong. And then go and identify 3 or 4 of the weakest ones and see if you can strengthen them as well. Okay? There's a lot of homework. In summary, I just want to really thank you again for joining me in these 9 minutes to success. I'll see you in the next session. And as always, have a fantastic day unless you have other plans. Cheers.